What if I told you, most people don't fall in love with another person, they fall in love with the idea of escaping themselves. Think about it. The endless search for the one, the panic of being single, the constant fear of being alone. What if it's not love at all, but a way of running from the silence within? Carl Jung once said, "Loneliness does not come from being alone, but from being unable to be yourself." And that's where the question cuts deep. Are you loving someone, or are you just terrified of facing your own emptiness? From childhood, we are given the same script. Find someone, build a life, grow old together. It sounds warm, it sounds safe, but no one tells you what gets buried along the way. Dreams silenced for the sake of harmony. Parts of yourself edited, softened, reshaped, until one day you can't remember what you wanted in the first place. And here's the part most people don't want to hear. True growth, Jung believed, could only take place in solitary. No more mad long parties, no need for everyone to be validated all the time. Silence, space, confrontation with your own mind. But society calls that selfish. You'll end up alone. Certainly, no single person is happy. They say it in the tone of a mantra, not because it is true, necessarily, but they are scared. What if it's a lie? What if happiness isn't about finding someone else? What if it's about becoming someone no one can replace? Not losing yourself for love. Bye. If you look closely, most of the time that is just fear masquerading as an illusion of romance. We cling. We barter parts of our soul. In the beginning, it might be tiny, a dissent extinguished here, an inclination put off there. We call it compromise. But slowly, it becomes disappearance. You never will live. Not until you are half of a life, half of a person, surviving behind the mask of stability. Jung warned, love should never mean surrendering your essence. The moment love demands you dim your light so another can shine, it stops being love. It becomes dependency. And dependency is the slow death of the soul. Look at artists, visionaries, creators. They didn't birth their work in the noise of constant compromise. They needed space, because the mind that wants to expand cannot do so while constantly adjusting itself to someone else's moods, schedules, and expectations. Marriage, as society presents it, is packaged and marketed as the zenith of everything human beings are hardwired to want. However, for many, it turns into a golden cage. Beautiful, safe, but a cage nonetheless. The cost isn't always obvious. It creeps in quietly. The project you postpone, the truth you swallow, and that dream that you save for someday later never comes. Do you have to give up on love completely? Number. It means you need to love without the betrayal to yourself, to stand as a whole individual first before you ever merge with another. Because if you do not belong to yourself, you will always belong to someone else. Solitude is not punishment. It is not rejection. It is the holy space in which you finally encounter the one soul that cares most about you. This is where your thoughts take shape. This is the room of your perspective and the sky of your view where clutter disappears. Most people can't handle this. They wanted to be consumed by distractions. No one wanted to hear their own soul, because when you start to choose yourself, everyone loses their mind. They tell you that you are selfish, cold, odd. They think you are pushing love away. They do not see you pushing chains away. Freedom has always demanded sacrifice. You lose comfort, approval, predictability, but in return, you gain the one thing society cannot give you: wholeness. So ask yourself now, do you truly want to love another, or are you trying to avoid yourself? If you felt something stir within you while hearing this, it isn't by accident. It means a part of you already knows the truth. The greatest act of love is not to give yourself away. It is to never abandon yourself, no matter how high the cost.